Hello everybody, this is Jeannie T with It's All About Yarn, Knit and Crochet. First of all, I'd like to say that I am not affiliated with Red Rose Tea Company, but they do say only in Canada that they have it. I think it is now in the United States, maybe some other places. Today, I'd like to show you how to make this beautiful hexagon granny square. If you call them a granny square, I don't know, because they're hexagons. And it's easy. So I'm going to take a measurement. Going across this way, it's 9 inches. Going across this way, it's just a tab over 8. Now I do not block my work, and as you can see, it's nicely shaped. It's nice and flat. I had a little blister on my finger. It must be from all that mad knitting and crocheting I'm doing. Anyways, I just put a piece of gauze tape over it. I like to keep my work nice and clean. This here looks like an apple blossom. The yarn that I began with was self-changing colors, so it appeared to end and join in different areas with different colors. So today I will be using my hook, H size, just because it's my favorite hook. I'm going to use the Caron Lavender, the old antique Caron one, and a mill-in from Cambridge Fiber. That is actually what I had used on the outside here. Actually, the whole thing that I used is mill-ins on this one. And it feels like a red heart is what it feels like. It's nice and thick. So I'm going to begin my work with a slip knot and a chain of 5. And I'm going to join it. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to single crochet 1. And we are going to want 12 single crochets all the way around. So there's 11. I'm running out of room, so I'll just pull it down. And 12, and then I'll just slip it right into there, and I will chain 3, and that chain 3 is going to equal a double crochet. So this is going to equal a double crochet. Next, what we are going to do, we are going to double crochet 2 together into the next stitch. So make half, and then you leave 2 loops on, and you go to double crochet a second one and pull through 2. Then you'll have 3 loops, pull it through the whole thing. And that's how you double crochet 2 together. And then in the next space, and then in the top of the next stitch, we'll double crochet 1. And in the top of the next stitch, we'll double crochet 2 together. So we'll make it as we're double crocheting 1, we'll pull through 2, and then we'll stop, and we'll commence to make a second double crochet, pull through 2 and stop, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Pull through all of them. And then we'll double crochet in the top of the next. And then we'll double crochet 2 together in the next. That's how you double crochet 2 together. Double crochet 1 in the next. Double crochet 2 together in the top of the next. You go into the same space. So go ahead and continue in pattern all the way around. You should have a total of 18 of them. I'll meet you right back. Next, we are going to chain 3, and then we're going to do a triple crochet into the top of the space. We're going to triple crochet 3 together. So to triple crochet 3 together, you make 1, you pull through 2 and 2, but you leave 2 at the top, and then you wrap your yarn around twice more, go into the top of the next stitch, pull through 2 and 2, leave this one on the top. And we need 1 more. Wrap it around your hook twice, put it in the top of the next stitch, pull through 2 and 2, then you'll have 4 on your hook, and you'll grab your yarn and pull it through all 4, and then we are going to chain 4. This is going to be a picot. And just join it at the bottom of the chain. Then we're going to chain 4. We're going to join this chain down in the same space where we did our last treble. We're going to make 6 of these all the way around. So now we're going to chain 3, begin our treble, because we're going to treble 3 of them together into the next. Pull through 2 and leave 1 on, go into the next space, pull through 2, leave 1 on, whoops, make another treble, pull through 2, leave 1 on, chain 4, connect it at the top, that's our picot, chain 4 again, connect it down at the bottom. Then we're going to chain 3 to make the next petal, and then we're going to make 3 trebles together. That's 1, 2, 3, pull it all through all of them. Then we're going to chain 4 for our picot. Join the picot at the bottom of that picot chain. Then we're going to chain 4 again. We're going to join it at the bottom of this petal into the same loop. So there's 3 of them. Go ahead and make 3 more, and I will meet you at the end. It's the last chain. We'll just join it down at the bottom. And that is row 3 done. Okay, so now I'm going to change color. Where's my snips? Snips. We'll take the new yarn, make a slip knot, and just back this out the last stitch. And we're going to reconnect it using the new slip knot with the new color. So just pull that through it all. And bring up, just put the tail down behind and just chain 1, and that secures it nicely. So now we are going to create, I'm going to create a tribble here. And then I'm going to chain 4. And I'm going to single crochet into the top of this tribble, or whatever you call it. Chain 4. I'm such a good teacher. Make another, I used to call these triple crochets. Picots, right. I used to call these triple crochets when I was growing up. I lost it. And now I see people calling them tribbles, unless that's what you call them in the UK. I'm not sure, but I live in Canada, and I used to call them triple. Chain 4. Single crochet the chain into the top of this picot. I think I need some more caffeine. Chain 4. Make another, I don't know, Canadian version, maybe triple or a tribble. Chain 4. And you do this all the way around. And we single crochet that to the top of the picot, chain 4, make another tribble. Tribbles go down to the lower parts. Oops. And chain 4, single crochet into high parts. This is what's creating our hexagon shape. Chain 4, treble down in the low part. It builds up so we can have all our chains forming a hexagon. Oops. Single crochet, chain 4. It's important to make sure they're single crochets because we will need them to attach our next stitches. Go ahead and finish, and I'll meet you when the row is done. So I made the last chain, and I'm just going to single crochet it to the top of the treble. That's our work so far. I'll be right back. I need to finish making my tea. So we have 3 more rows to make. I'm going to chain 3 because now we're going to be into double crocheting. And I'm going to double crochet 4. That chain is going to count as a double crochet on the other side of this treble into this chain here. So when we come to the end, I'll only double crochet 3 in there. And then we're at the picot. We're going to make a double crochet into that single stitch that we made. Chain 2 and make another double crochet into that single stitch. So a V stitch. And then in this chain we'll double crochet 4, and on this side we'll double crochet 4. And then we'll make a V stitch into the single crochet. Double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, all into that single crochet. The V stitches makes our little hexagon corners. So we'll go ahead and we'll double crochet 4 into each of the long chains and V stitches into the single crochets. Make sure you don't count the double crochet from the V stitch. That's into the single. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 more into the next side. And then we're back to the single crochet, so we'll put a V stitch into it, which is a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And there's another corner. Well, I hope there's not going to be a cat fight because I am sitting by the window with it open and there's a couple of kitties out there. 2 of them are boys. One of them is a mama kitty. I think they're getting along, I hope. So that's the V, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, oops, 2, 3, 4, and time for a V stitch into the single crochet. So go ahead and finish your little V stitches and your 4+4 on the sides, and I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so I made it back to the end. I double crocheted 3 because this is the 4th one, so I'm just going to connect it like that. Now we have 2 more rounds to make. This one looks like this hexagon. So for our next, I'm going to chain 3. That's going to equal a double crochet. And what we are going to do is we're going to do double crochets with a chain of 1. The chain of 1 is going to count as a space, so we'll make a double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, and then work another double crochet into the next space. Chain 1, and then double crochet and skip a space, double crochet into the next space. So it's going to look like this. And then on the corners, we're going to chain 1, and that's going to use up the space there. And on the corners, we're going to make a V stitch, double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. But after every stitch, we're going to chain 1. So along the sides, along every side, we're going to have double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. We're going to have 5 double crochets. So it'll be 2, 1 in the center, and then 2 with chain 1s after each one. That will take us back to the corner for another V stitch. So 5 double crochets with a chain after each one. So I'll skip a space, make a double crochet, chain 1, skip the space, double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, double crochet, chain 1, skip a space and double crochet, chain 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5 of them. Okay, so either at the very beginning of the row, you would start with a double crochet. You could either start here or end next to the corner at the end of this row. Either way, if I started here, I would have had this one here still open in order to skip them all. But either way, keep doing it the same way all the way around. Okay, and then put our V stitches in. Oh, chain 1, V stitch, chain 1. See, now on the first row I skipped this one So if you start here, you'll have one spare stitch, open stitch at the end. But if you skip this one, you'll have to end with the last stitch here. So I began my other row by skipping the first one, so I'm going to continue doing that all the way around to keep my work uniformed. Skip one. See? And that's how it goes. Chain one, make a V-stitch. So go ahead and finish your round, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I turned the last corner. I have a V-stitch here, so I'll hide that, the stitches from that. I have one here, I'll hide that. So we need our 5 stitches in the center. So there's 1, 2, the chain counts as 1. So that's 3, this is 4. So we need 1 more. So I'll skip the stitch. I don't know, I'll put it right there, I guess. Chain 1 and connect it. So hide my V stitches. I have 5 stitches in there anyways. There, 1 more row to go. So as you can see, it's taking form even more. Now what we're going to do on the last round is double crochet into every space and V-stitch on the corners with double V-stitch. So go ahead, chain 3, counts as 1. So we're going to double crochet in every space, not just one here, one here. We're going to double crochet the chains. Just look at the top of your work here. We're going to double crochet in every one of these. Every one of these chains we're going to double crochet into. All the way around. A little bit squeaky. And see how that's nice and thick? So it's actually double crocheting on both sides into this hole, and then we'll double crochet under the chain on the other side of the stitch into the other hole. That grabs every chain. And then, now I'm up to the V's. Now I'm going to make a V, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And just keep double crocheting into every not in between the chain spaces, but into every one of these here. Every stitch, whether if it's a chain or a double crochet. That's how we're going to fill in our sides. V stitches over here. Next is the V stitch. And then continue double crocheting. Oops. Sometimes they like to give you a little, make you work a little bit. So do this all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, I've made it to the very last stitch. So now I'm just going to join it. Gonna darn in my end. Should I do that in the back of my work? So I just weave it through the fibers. Try to split the fibers if you can. It's pretty humid in here. Right now we've had a lot of cold weather and all of a sudden it's getting hot. So now it's getting humid. So go down once, take a little bit of a different path to go back, but I go right on top of the yarn that I just pulled through and it anchors it. Twice, and then I'll return it one more time. I learned this from Mikey. Now I don't mind doing in the ends at all. And that will not come undone. So I have a couple of other ends to do there, but oh, that's it. I don't do any blocking. When you sew it together, you're going to connect the corners with the corners, but there's no rolling or anything in it. It's nice and flat, nice shape. Here's the other one. There. Nice. Anyways, if you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So until next time, everybody, happy yarning. Bye now.